bow your head!
Booba, get them! You're toast!
Unsightly insects! Swollen fury!
Once, there was a glorious...
There are leaves around, and I know just... the tune to accompany them, if you wish. To hear it.
You want me to introduce myself? I've gone by many names and titles during my journey. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. You want to use my hat as an umbrella? The audacity to even make that request. You're so happy just to see the sun again. How childish. The wind rises. Behold! Squall and fury, unsightly insects. Cry louder! Wretched vermin! Bow your head! Know your place! Surge forth! You dare to gaze upon me?! Unnecessary. Ha! You even want this? Take it and have fun. Why are you even here? Worthless as expected. I can see the great deal of... This had better be important. Behold!
Come on, serious suggestions, please.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I want to write my essay on
Yes, you came to me.
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? Is it just Paimon or is it kinda unusual? Great! Let's go find out what this...
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious...
So what, for the love of... Sorry. Traveler, I hear you've helped many...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either.
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you...
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think...
Well, fair point. In that case...
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted... But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an
That's right. Akaba's...
So first this strange person...
Yes, my thoughts...
Stop shouting!
This part's important. It just so happens, even back then...
Wait, so there are two...
That's right!
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and...
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. Something then seems to have...
But kinda hard.
Sawada, you left out the big...
Oh, yes, of course!
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the kabuki mono...
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks...
No, Paimon just meant...
I agree. It...
Oh, and please read my essay. Sawada was... Oh, how about if I...
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Akaba, look. Besides, if there...
Good point. Okay.
We have some other stuff to do, so what?
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they... Okay, then, even after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Paimon.
Nahida! Bad news. We just saw... Did he escape or... Ah!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surastana?
I know you must have a lot of questions. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me.
A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was...
So if it were up to you...
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us!
As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making...
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here...
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean...
I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you?
Yeah, obviously!
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on...
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told...
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came...
You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twins' details. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has, the amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for...
Exactly! Or what if...
I understand. But how things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing, it's my pleasure, really.
Paimon's still working.
I was going to contact you about that, but then, in fact, I was going to ask you to even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul. Great. Prepare yourselves.
Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, But I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Ermin's soul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now...
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Ermin's soul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Ermin's soul's inner region I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides.
Fine. Let's go.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy!
We can start now.
Ermin's soul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow! So this is the inside of Ermin's soul. Ooh! Paimon's never seen anything like this.
Ermin's soul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Ermin's soul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Ermin's soul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so... What are you...
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Ermin's soul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge...
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all...
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus,
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a...
as I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart. So, you made contact with...
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out...
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about...
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki...
Really? Because from what...
Oh? How interesting.
So the Gase got it right.
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatara Suna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So...
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was...
Wait! How did you know about...
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. Huh? Wait.
This light... It looks
Anonymous data.
Hey! Don't you forget the agreement!
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about...
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find...
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, The two of you never would have joined. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. And now, even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working...
You flatter me. From the
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one...
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family...
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way...
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat?
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb... I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes...
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smart. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well. At least, it's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't... And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatara Suna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan? Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harp.
The Fatui?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other
If you give him my heart, tell him that he has nothing to prove.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves...
Hey!
Dottore. Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read...
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Let's give him some space.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So,
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabukimono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, the mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, aren't you investigating this?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not...
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset.
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't for...
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take...
Huh?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My powers all... I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, so tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just... So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me...
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together, but if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I get...